Yeah. Let's meet Mr. Prasoon Joshi. Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure.
Most of us find it really difficult to excel in just one thing, yet you have managed to be on top of your field in whatever you're doing. What was the journey like? How did you get here?
Oh, I myself don't know how I got here, but one thing I feel is that if you have a thought and if you want to do something, don't wait for anything. Life is not going to change. Things are not going to change. It's going to be the same. So if you want to do something, do it now. And that's the reason when I felt like, sort of getting associated with cinema after doing advertising. And a few opportunities, a few very kind people came forward and they offered me to be part of projects. I just took it. I didn't know how I'll do it, but I don't know how, but somehow something, I would call divine intervention or whatever, but things happened. So only thing I have learned after all this is that if you have a desire or a dream, please work on it. I mean, there are 24 hours, and sleep less.
You're a creative person in a practical world. How do you keep the balance?
I have decided that I am not practical. So even in so-called practical world or business world, I am what I am. But I'm in a business where I should understand people. I'm in communication business. And understanding people comes from life. And if you are not full of life, if you don't have life in you, how will you sort of understand people? If you are not interested in life, you're not interested in how people think and how they behave, it is not a rocket science. It's just a sort of observation. And I think essentially being a poet, I've always been very sensitive to people around me. So I think being from my childhood, probably I was in a sense given this instinct, which I worked on and fortunately found a profession where that is of some use. So my clients and people who expect me to be practical eventually understand that what he's saying is right, because he's doing something which we can't do. So they rely on me, and as a result they understand my sort of idiosyncrasies.
When you say your childhood, it's a foundation for most of us. How do you think your childhood has shaped?
I think it was a wonderful childhood. I mean, I was in the mountains. I come from Uttaranchal, Kumaon. I was born in a small town called Almora. It's a beautiful place. And then my childhood was mostly in the mountains. And we got a lot of freedom to go out, play, interact with nature. The trust, human trust, was very high. I think I was brought up in a very carefree atmosphere where, I didn't understand the meaning of distrust in humans. And as a result, also probably the latest was not the operating word.
Right.
It was beautiful, which was the operating word. That things which are beautiful, nature, books, a lot of time to, the libraries and a lot of books. Both my parents were in education. My mother was a lecturer and my father was a education officer. So a lot of access to books, and a lot of people who are like poets, musicians kind of people will come to my house and sit.
A very rich childhood.
In that sense, I think I got a very good, rich childhood. Both my parents are musicians, so I will get up in the morning with my mother doing riyaz, and I will get up and आँखें मलता हुआ मैं जाता था, and I start tabla उठा के बैठ के I started do sangat with her and having my morning cup of tea while she's doing her riyaz, and every day I used to do the same. And I never learned sort of music that sense, but picked up a lot from when she used to do her riyaz.
So what inspires you today? What inspires you to get up and think of something new?
What inspired me is when I was doing my MBA, we have a summer training, and which I was. That's the time I learned there's something called advertising. I had almost given up on making my living out of writing. I thought it's not possible. And here comes a period in my life and I discovered there's a field called advertising where you can write and you are supposed to write. You're supposed to think of sort of lines and copy and scripts and ideas and you're paid for that. So I said, this is fantastic, it's a holiday for me. And I pursued that and I did my summer training in one of the advertising agencies. And that's where I realized that, well, that's it, man, this is the place I would want to belong to. But I took this risk and I was told by many people, you're taking a wrong decision. And also advertising was very, very English dominated that time. And English was my second language, it's not my first language. And they said, no, the kind of profile you have, probably there's no future here. I said, why not? I mean, we are talking to the consumer. And I always felt that, well, we are talking to the consumer and majority of them know the common language, is an everyday language. And we need to change that. So I was very clear in my head that the change needs to come in advertising. We are being totally, advertising was very cocoon profession.
Right.
Like a few people from a particular kind of family background used to join advertising. And then the change came, and I think change came at the time of television.